This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Breaking this morning, for the first time in history, the United Auto Workers Union is officially on strike for all the three big automakers. This is a live look at the GM plant in Wentzville, where you could see people holding up their picket signs as they begin to strike.
Wentzville is one of 3 cities involved in this historic strike. More than 12,000 workers walked out of 3 auto plants in Michigan, Wentzville, and Ohio. The UAW and the big 3 automakers could not reach an agreement before the current contract expired hours ago. So in about 60 seconds, our Alex Fees will join us live in Wentzville with what will happen next. In the meantime, good morning, everyone. It is Friday, September 15th. I'm Michelle Lee.
Good morning, I'm Rennie Knott. And before we get you caught up on the strike with the UAW, we want to check in with Paul Cook right now. He's in the traffic center. And Paul, there appears to be some serious issues on the Illinois side of the river right now.
That's right, Rennie. Metro East here. This is near St. Jacob, Illinois, a little bit to the west of Highland. And you can see we are on the scene right now. This is US 40 at Route 3, and that intersection is closed. You get great location right there on the right. 40 at 4, you're going to be closed. We do have an accident we're investigating there, and absolutely not an area to go near for right now. That's been shut down for over an hour. Let me show you how it looks on the map there. This is it. Right here, you can tell 40 at 4. Going to be seeing big delays right there. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Also slow right there at the chain of rocks in Illinois due to construction not set to end until 2027. But we'll keep an eye on what's going on in St. Jacob, Illinois with more traffic coming soon.
All right. Thank you for that update, Paul. Well, as far as our weather goes this morning, just like the last few mornings, temperatures have fallen back to the 40s and 50s, so cool enough for a jacket as you head out the door. And that live look over downtown showing that first hint of daylight, just like the last few mornings, a really nice looking start. We are missing some numbers this morning from our observation sites away in the community, so it's not that I just forgot to put these numbers on. Those are auto plotted. But numbers in that area in the upper 40s from Mount Vernon, Sparta, Perryville, back towards Rolla and Farmington. Even in Chesterfield and Alton, you have 40s this morning. So cool enough for a light jacket or a hoodie. We go through the day, numbers will top out in the low 80s later on, just like the last few days. We do have a chance of rain this weekend. We'll time it out for you on the Futurecast. That's coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Well, right now, 4,000 workers in Wentzville are on strike. Overnight, they joined a nationwide strike against General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. Our Alex Fees is joining us live at the GM plant in Wentzville. And Alex, I know you've been there all morning. What are you seeing and hearing as I'm sure a lot of people are upset this morning?
Michelle, good morning. I'm holding my ear because I'm hearing a lot of car honking with all of the solidarity. You just heard one pass here as drivers pass by. They're honking their horns in solidarity for these striking workers. 4,000 of them here at the Wentzville plant. The other 2 plants that union officials have designated where the strike will take place are in Ohio and Michigan. That was the case all night long. You heard drivers passing by honking their horns in solidarity. Wentzville employees make $16 to $32 an hour here at the GM plant. Union officials say they're trying to go to bat for some of the lower tier members, as well as recover some of the concessions made more than 15 years ago when GM faced bankruptcy. General Motors officials say they put a historic offer on the table Thursday, the best in their 115-year history. They say that included a 20% wage increase over the life of the agreement, inflation protection, job security, more paid time off. Ford, GM, and Stellantis have proposed up to 20% pay increases recently, but that is less than half of what the UAW wants.
Oh, we're trying to get all the different demands that we put forward. We're hopefully that they'll hear us, all of the big 3, and hopefully we'll have a profitable outcome.
Dimitri Terrell spoke to us last night shortly after 11 o'clock when workers walked out of the GM plant in Wentzville here onto the picket line. They had a whole laundry list of things that workers needed to take care of at that time, one of which was kitchen duty. They had to work in the kitchen distributing some of the donated food collected for union members' families. Live this morning in Wentzville, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Alex. And across our country, you could see it's a similar scene at GM plant in Wentzville. We're getting new video from overnight of what it looked like in Toledo, Ohio, and in Detroit, Michigan. And you could see a much larger crowd of people just a few hours ago. The president of the UAW joined the picket line in Michigan. He says the strike happened because the big three waited until the last minute to begin negotiations.
They've had our economic demands for 6 weeks. We've told them from day one, we expect a bargain now, not wait till the end. They waited till last week. We had to file unfair labor practice charges on 2 companies to get them to come to the table. So they waited till the last week to want to get down to business. Shame on them, and what they're saying is complete BS.
Union leaders say they will continue to strike until a deal is met.
Well, this isn't anything new, though, for some Wentzville workers. You may remember the last time they went on strike was just 4 years ago. That was a scene back in 2019. Workers around the country, including Wentzville, went on strike against GM. It lasted 40 days, and CNBC reports it cost GM $3 billion. This is going to be a developing story for many days, maybe weeks. We are going to stay on top of it as it unfolds, and you can get the latest on air and online at ksdk.com.
High school football teams across the bi-state will hit the gridiron again this weekend, but some schools are changing up the rules following recent fights at games and inside the schools.
Travis Cummings is joining us live at Alton High School, where they are hosting Belleville West tonight at 7. Good morning, Travis.
Good morning, Michelle and Renee. We're only a few weeks into the new school year, and area districts are already sprucing up their protocols, and school community leaders say it's really in response to what's been happening here. They want to keep the community safe. Here in Alton, they started making restrictions after fights broke out in their hallways, actually. Now, I want to tell you about some of the things they're going to be implementing at their games starting tonight here. All Alton High School students must present their student ID in order to get in the game. Students can't bring bags into the stadium, and adults will be searched. All students and children must be seated and supervised during the game unless they are visiting the concession stand or restrooms. Middle school students and younger children have to attend and sit with their parent or guardian, and Alton High School students have to stay seated in their designated student sections. Also, once you leave the stadium, you won't be allowed to come back in. School leaders also remind you to just really be respectful of the team and the process so that you can have a good time at tonight's game. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll tell you about some of the changes happening at other schools throughout our area. We're live in the Metro East for now. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Travis. In less than 2 hours, St. Elizabeth's Hospital Convenient Care will reopen. The health center closed last month after a cyber attack took down phone and internet services in the hospital sister's health system network. Services were fully restored earlier this week. Convenient Care is open from 8 o'clock in the morning until 7 days a week on Greenmount Road in O'Fallon, Illinois.
Greenmount Road, that's where our camera is in O'Fallon. Right in that same area. All right, so shout out to O'Fallon this morning. As far as our weather goes, everywhere across the bi-state, you can see we're clear, and we will be clear all the way through the evening hours, so no problems when it comes to our weather today. Tomorrow, look how the clouds increase in the morning, and then in the afternoon, you see the timestamp here. This is 2 o'clock. There could be some showers west of St. Louis. Those will drift into our metro area by about 5, 6, 7, maybe as late as 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow. So as you have those weekend plans, tomorrow's the day where you could encounter some wet weather. Nothing heavy, nothing severe. It clears away for Sunday, and temperatures right about near 80 degrees each day this weekend. Enjoy it because the heat is on next week. The final days of summer will be hot. We'll take a peek coming up.
Whoa. All right. Thanks so much. The battle between Ameren and St. Charles City continues this morning. Why the city is seeking a temporary restraining order against the utility.
Protecting yourself from COVID-19, an update on when we could soon see newly approved boosters in our area and how many cases we're now seeing in the metro.